but then you have little time for the one great opportunity before you. So what is that one thing that you're being pulled to? Is it the paralegal field? A lot of you don't really know if this is the career for you or not, and you're not wanting to maybe invest in school or a certificate program, and rightly so. I went in without any of that, in order to determine, is it for me or not? And you can do that today too. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You definitely can. Research shows that we can suffer from decision fatigue, where we're mulling over way too many things and it's bogging us down. I want to talk about an assessment I took. Oh gosh, it's 8 years ago now, but it's a really good one. It's not free, but it's called the Kolbe test, KOLBE.com, Kolbe. I took the career assessment and the MO. I don't know what they offer now. I know they still offer the career assessment. But the MO was something that honed in on something that I was particularly good at. And it did show me paralegal, but it also showed me a career that I worked in for 3 years, when my kids were little, as an accountant doing bookkeeping, which is not my favorite thing. But it knows that I lean in my work towards organization. And so I wouldn't want to do that as a full-time career. You may love it, but it wasn't for me. But the Kolbe test absolutely nailed it. I always say test, but it's an assessment. And it measures intuition, not your personality, which is why I decided to go for this. One of my mentors told me about it years ago. And no, I don't get any kickback on this. It's just an assessment that I really like. And no, it's not free. But I decided about 8 years ago to go for it, and it was helpful. So let's talk about, when you're feeling overwhelmed, what are you to do? Now, I did a video over on my Paralegal Coffee Talk page on Facebook on this topic just about 30 minutes ago. And someone came on and talked about feeling overwhelmed in the job. So in what areas are you feeling overwhelmed? I'd love to hear your comments below. And while you're on here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps show the videos to other people that really need them. All right. What should you do when you're looking at this particular career? You're trying to determine how to get in it. The number one thing is to take your notebook. And I took a class this morning, not for paralegal work. I have off today. And here are all my notes. And in my notebook, get your notebook and write down, what are the top 3 goals for the next 3 months? Not 12 months, 3 months. Make it a shorter time frame. Maybe you need it to be 1 month, or maybe you need it to be, what's my goal for this week? What can I do? What's one goal I can accomplish this week that will make me feel more, I'll feel lighter, not so burdened down with overwhelm, right? So that's number 1. Write those down. Ask yourself, what's the most important habit I need to develop, a good habit, and what's one of the habits I need to change? Yeah. Too much scrolling. We average 142 minutes a day on this thing. So do you need to change that in your life so that you can accomplish some things and stop the scrolling and start the doing? Number 3, as you conquer each habit, then you've eliminated a couple. You added a good one where you're researching areas of law on Google. Google is your research guru platform. And you're doing that. And you're writing what you're finding down in a notebook, just so you don't have to recreate, I don't know, designated for those areas of law. have a section of the notebook just for certain areas of law so you can go back and look at and remind yourself. Maybe you'll make a note to yourself to look up something, and then you get sidetracked, you get hacked, and you never get to it. When you go back to look at your notes, there it is. You can catch up. Okay, so what are the habits you have to eliminate, develop some good ones, and then add new ones to the ones you've taken away? Like, I need to really utilize my time better. Okay, I need to stop listening to people that will not make an impact on whether I go into this career or not. That's a big one. Okay, so number 4 is make yourself, and that's the final one, make yourself accountable. So within this notebook right here, I have a to-do list. I don't want to search for it right now, but I go back and look at that and think, okay, well, here it is. It's on this page right here, to-do list. And I've got, so far this week, well, since September 30th, when I created it, I have 2 things done. I'm working on a 3rd one. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to do for this. I'm going to try to do them this week. And one, I'm having trouble locating help on one. I need help on it. And so that's something I'm hitting a wall, but I'll solve it. And so doing those one at a time and patting myself on the back, looking at what I'm achieving this week by attending a class. And I have another class Wednesday night, just a 3-hour class, that you have to pat yourself on the back for doing those things. And avoid goal fatigue or overwhelm fatigue. Somebody on the Facebook page just mentioned, who's already in the field, that they're working for so many lawyers. It's overwhelming, and it's way too many. So the overwhelm can come from things like that. Like, you have too many things on your to-do list. You're wondering, am I going to get this done in one day? I don't know as a human if I can. And sometimes we feel like that as paralegals. But before you go in, you've got a to-do list you need to set out of goals. And it could be, I would say, keep it short. Because at one time I did one that was 2.5 pages long. I didn't want to do any of it. It was overwhelm. So don't do that. That's overwhelm, and that's decision fatigue, goal fatigue. Don't do that. So here's a question for you, and you can answer below if you feel like it. In what ways are you overwhelmed and experiencing goal fatigue or decision fatigue? That's number 1. Number 2, what would feel like a workable plan? Would putting 3 goals down to do in a week, or would you need a month? And there's nothing wrong with that. Depends on the size of the goal. What are those goals that you need to write down and then work them? And that's the way we do it in the law firm. We have to write down our to-do list and then work it. Work it all day long and set it where the most important things get done first. And that's a good lesson for your personal to-do list. Okay? All right, that's it for today. So let me know if you have any questions, comments, and I will get back with you. In the meantime, look below in the description box. I usually post usually a link to my website and the Paralegal Inner Circle class, and you can go check that out in the description box. But again, please like and subscribe, because they will show, YouTube will show the videos to people who are really interested in the field, and that's who I want to see these videos, just like you. So have a great day, and I'll talk to you in the next live.